Hi everybody, welcome to this week's video, and after my usual lap of follow the dog this week I decided to go and do something a little bit different. So I headed off over the rifle range corner side of the Chase, if any of you know where that is, and went to explore some of the lesser ridden trails. So I pootled off down the main fire roads and looked for some tracks disappearing into the trees and went exploring. As you can see, it's a bit on the wet side. Obviously, if you're not used to riding these off-piste things, they're not as well drained or surfaced as the professional trails. So, and of course, if you're not familiar with them, you can't go hammering down and not knowing what's around the corner, because you're likely to drop into a big hole or whatever. And of course, if these things are full of water, you don't know how deep they are. So if you all cast your mind back to the Vicar of Dibley when Dawn French jumped into that little puddle and disappeared up to her neck, I don't fancy doing that on my mountain bike. So I'll tend to take things a bit steadier if I don't know how deep the holes are. That said, it's all good fun. I do like getting out down some of these trails occasionally. You've got to be a bit wary, or a bit cautious I should say, because as you can see the bracken is dying back now and the trails are becoming a bit more visible, but there are a few sort of sniper tree stumps in there and the bramble tripwires out there to try and catch you, so you've got to be aware of those. But other than that, it's good fun, and if you can tag along with somebody who knows the trails, all the better, because obviously if you're following someone you can gauge your speed much better and you can see where the next bend is, rather than what I'm doing here, which is great when I can see where I'm going, but of course if they disappear off round a corner, then you're not quite sure what the trail does at that point. So yeah, after you've ridden them a few times, of course, you can pick your speed up and have great fun on these. I should also caution a few people, if you're not familiar with riding these, that there are a few very anti people up at Cannock Chase, and it has been known for some people to lay traps on these trails and put tree branches out, or even worse. So just be aware and be cautious for things like that. The last thing we'd want is anybody getting hurt. But it's quite nice when you get a decent run like this. You can get a bit of speed up, and yeah, of course, one thing to be aware of is, because these trails aren't as well ridden as the commercial trails, then you need to be a lot more switched on to wildlife and so on. And at one stage you will see, if you look closely, I startled some deer who shot off into the distance. So you need to be sort of switched on to that, because obviously they're bigger than us, so I wouldn't want to run into a huge stag when I went round the corner. So yeah, so enjoy the videos folks, and if you've got any comments, please leave them below. Also, if you've got any suggestions of trails you think I should go out and take a look at, because they're all good fun, and I appreciate if you don't want to put those in the comments, feel free to PM me. Also, of course, if you've enjoyed the video, please think about bopping the like button and considering subscribing. Hope you enjoy the rest of the video, and I'll leave you in peace to watch me ploughing through puddles and so on. Thanks folks, I'll see you on the trails. Oh dear.